We are back on the FloTrack podcast. We are not live. We are not in studio, but I do have Gordon with me today. Gordon, what's going on, man? How are you?
Well, what's going on with you, man? The past two podcasts you've done solo. How did they go for you?
I mean, they were hard. Not gonna lie, it's tough when you're up there. Feels like you're on a tightrope with no net underneath you. Actually, that's a little dramatic, right? That's a little too much, probably. But it's fun. It's fun, but it's challenging. We talked London Marathon, did the final preview, and then did the recap. But that studio, it's not that big, but it feels real big when you're the only person in there, and people are clamoring for your return. So I'm excited that you're going to come back on Friday. I mentioned we'd be in the studio on Wednesday. Last show, I was off. Apologies to everyone who was hoping to see the beautiful studio. You're going to see my backdrop one more time. And Gordon is in a hotel. You're going to see that backdrop one more time. And then we are in the studio for real this time.
Yeah, I apologize if my audio isn't as great. I'm in a hotel in Houston. Last night or Monday night, I got to watch history. The Philadelphia Phillies finally made the playoffs. So, as a big Philadelphia fan, they were playing Houston Astros for a chance to clinch the playoffs. I had to make a trip to Houston. It's like 2 hours away from Austin, so I had to do that. But more importantly, I
Yeah.
saw one of your podcasts. You talked some cross country talk. You did Kevin's solo cross country talk. How did that go?
Yeah. It went well on Friday after I did the women's preview. I noticed that the Notre Dame invite results had gone final. Saw that Caitlin Tui won by 12 seconds. I wanted to make you proud. So I just went for it. I just closed my eyes. I went for it. Did some analysis there. New Mexico was in the meet. Alabama was in the meet. I felt like I was on firm enough ground to where I could break that race down. The men's field wasn't as good, so it was more focused on the women's side of things, but it was all for you. It was dedicated. I know you didn't listen to it, but it was so you would notice. And I guess it worked. You saw the headline.
Saw the
That's
headline.
all I was going for there. Yeah. I just wanted
That
acknowledgement.
was, that was good. I'm excited that you are slowly getting into cross country season. It's taking time. I think eventually we'll get there. I think there'll be a
Mm-hmm.
moment when you get excited about the who is going to finish 38th versus 37th in
Mm-hmm.
the FloTrack Top 255. Excited for that debate.
It's a big debate. On Friday's pod, we'll preview Chicago, which is coming up, Chicago Marathon, which is coming up, and then we'll do some updated cross country rankings as well too. We wanted to play a game on today's pod. Last pod, we had a comment on YouTube saying, what would Fred Curley PB in 2023? We're going to blow that out, make it a whole big game where you and I are going to throw athletes at each other and say, are they going to PB in 2023 or not? Before we do that, though, we got this one email that you're going to like. It comes to us from James. It says, Gordon announcement, question mark. Gordon teased some breaking news or some serious tea a couple months ago, but I haven't watched every second, sans 45 to 60 minutes during the marathon watch parties of the podcast since. And he has watched every second, and he hasn't announced anything. Was it Connor Burns signing with Oregon? My track buddies and I have a bet among us to see if that's what he was going to announce. Connor's dad told us the day before, and then the following day, Gordon was jacked to say some announcement and held off. Do you remember what this is in reference to, Gordon?
I don't. Which podcast was this from again?
Said a couple Mondays ago. They're literally betting on what it is you were going to announce. And as soon as I read this email, I said, there's no way Gordon knows what it was he was going to announce.
Oh, I think it was to the response to this story that you and I can see, but we're not putting up on the screen right now.
Do you want him to put it up? You want Colt to put it up?
No, you don't need to put up that. Okay, so, well, I don't know. I do have more information, but I'm not sure if I should reveal it. Who
Okay,
cares?
now you're just okay.
Okay.
It's not about the Connor Burns signing, correct? It's
Correct. It's
not
not
what the
about that.
announcement was. Okay.
Okay, so
Go
whoever
ahead.
has
Say what
that
you're gonna
bet
say.
loses that bet.
it's It was
Okay.
not that interesting. That's more interesting than
Yeah,
what
yeah, it is
Gordon's going
more
to announce.
interesting. It's not that interesting. This is they're gonna be upset that they made this bet. They're not gonna want to make bets in the future. Um,
They way
no, it
oversold
was
this one.
maybe we should. Now I feel like there's too much anticipation for this that it's not. It's kind of embarrassing to call these, right?
It's only getting worse. The longer you wait,
I'm making
though,
it work.
it's just like you ever get halfway through a story that you sold, oh, this is an awesome story, and then you realize that nobody finds it as interesting as you, and then you got to
Yeah.
figure out a way to bail out of the story. Sometimes you just got to drive headlong into it or
Or when you're
fake an
showing
injury
someone a
mid
YouTube
story.
video, when you're showing someone a YouTube video and they move the cursor to see how long the video is. You're like, "Oh, I know why you did that. Oh, I just happened to tap your computer." No, you wanted to see that there was, "Oh, this is a 4-minute video? Oh, time for that." Um, no,
Go
okay,
for it.
yeah, so basically, Let's Run did a preview piece on the NCAA cross country season, and one of their main headlines was Colin Salmon may not race for NIU this fall. And I was like, "What, really?" And they used a quote from Mike Smith saying, "It's probably on the more unlikely side that we are putting him out there this fall, unless we have seen a succession of green lights that things were just right." I think that quote is a little overtly cautious than what the reality is going to be. I think people see the headline and think, we're not going to see Colin Salmon. I think we're going to see Colin Salmon. From conversations and my sources, I think Colin Salmon will run this fall. So that was my news. That this is wrong. He actually is going to run. And then after the way NAU ran at Cowboy Jamboree, I think it's even
Mhm.
more likely he's going to run. I think I think at NAU Jamboree, I think their number 3 runner, 4 runner, and 5 runner are Brody Hasty, Colin Salmon, and Theo Quacks. So, but yeah, the news was I think that's incorrect. I don't think he's on the likely side. I think he's more on the more likely side, and sources confirm he's more on the more likely side. Again, things can change. It means doesn't mean 100%. But the way this made it seem
Sure.
was like he wasn't running. He's gonna run.
I
I could be
hope
wrong, but
one
he's gonna.
of I hope one of the emailer's friends had that as a bet, like a long shot, 500 to 1. Gordon clarifies Let's Run article that says Colin Salmon's not going to run and upgrades him to probably is going to run.
Yeah, like what's the different levels you have? Like in NFL football, you have like questionable, probable, and doubtful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yep.
they were probably putting this article may seem like they had him at doubtful. I have him as probable, which is what 75%.
Do you ever worry you oversell some of your scoops? This comes on the heels of breaking news Duke lost, which anybody who listens to the pod for a while knows that's a classic one from 2 years ago or a year ago.
No, there was some other breaking news.
I mean,
I
they
remember there was one that
literally
was actually
were
legit, and I
taking
got
bets
you.
on this and thought you were going to break a news of a high profile high school signing, and instead it was
Yeah, no.
NAU's number 3 runner might run this year.
Okay, no, now no, come on. Colin Salmon running is news. That's not. He's not just the number 3 runner of a random team. Come on, give a little bit more credit.
Sure, but at the same time, it's you don't have it 100%. You just think it's more likely
Correct.
than an article indicated. I like that
Yes.
people are I both like and I'm terrified at the prospect of people making bets on what your announcements are. Please please continue to inform us, folks, if you're out there and you're hanging on a knife's edge on what Gordon Mack is saying on a podcast. I would get a lot of entertainment out of that, but I also warn you not to do that because it could be something as jaw dropping as Duke lost a basketball
Yeah, like this article made it seem like he had a 10% chance of running. It's more like a 60% chance that he's running.
game. Yeah, it says may in the headline. It says may not race, and you're saying he may race. So you're going from it's not like there's one absolute to the other absolute of he's out and you're saying he's in. It's just like shades of gray here and then a lighter shade of gray here. That's all it
I'm
is.
just saying this is inaccurate. I think what Mike Smith said was not being 100% truthful. I think he was being more coy. That's all.
Coy. Coy is a good word.
Yeah.
All right. That's sorry. Sorry to the emailer.
Sorry,
I
I feel bad
apologize.
for the listeners. Like, I need better stories for you guys to gamble on, not this
Yeah.
one. So I
Yeah.
apologize.
I read that and laughed and
Maybe
thought
they
there's
should
number
void the
one.
bets. This feels like
There's
a
no
bet
way,
voiding
Gordon.
situation.
There's just no way you were gonna even remember what it was that you said a week ago.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get better stuff for that. That's a promise. All right, PR game. Let's play. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
Uh, I'll go. Let's start hot. We're gonna start like with the banger. Shelly Ann Fraser Price.
Woo, that's a good one. Well, I know you're a no on this
Prison?
because you didn't think she'd break. You didn't think she'd break 10-6. Um, I'll go no as well. I'm gonna go no as well, just because this year and last year were special, and we saw how hard it is to get that perfect race. And every time, you know what I mean, she goes out there, she's like giving it 100%. So you know it's not a situation of, oh, she's not racing enough. Clearly she's racing a lot. Clearly she's in these big races. She's in these fast races. Of course, there's the opportunity for her where she catches that perfect 2.0 wind. But man, it's just it's going to be tough. And she's run a lot of times in low 10-6s now. I guess the counter to that would be your outlier theory, where it's like, all right, if you're banging on the door, if you're running the same time over and over again, you can usually get that one performance that's a jump ahead. But I'll go no on that one.
Yeah. Also a no. I feel like eventually age got to catch up to you. So, but hey, I could be wrong. But yeah, we're no. All right,
Yeah.
your turn.
All right, let's stay equally as high profile. Sydney McLaughlin in the 400 hurdles.
That was going to be my one to throw at you. I'm going to go no. I know we all went no last year, and then she was like, "LOL, I'm going to run even faster."
Shh.
Um,
Yeah.
but I think no. I think there's going to be a point where Sydney is going to have to deal with a weird situation that most people never have to deal with. What do you do when you have everything? Like she has everything.
Mm-hmm.
She has a domination. She has the championship. Like, what else do you need? Like, where's the incentive to go even faster? Like, she's already achieved the incentive. The incentive that we are now projecting onto her is to change events, right? Go to the flat 400.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll see if that actually happens. So I'm going to go no on her breaking her world record in 400 hurdles in 2023. I think she can. I think she
Yeah.
will choose not to. It's not. It won't be for lack of effort. It will be for intention of conserving your body for a longer career.
Because she's going to run the 4 too,
Yeah, or something like that.
or
Yeah.
in lieu of. Yeah, I can see that. I'll say yes on 400-meter PR next year for
Okay. Oh, that doesn't
2023.
count.
I'll
That doesn't count.
I'll go on the record right now, but I I agree with you on that one, and I do think she's going to run more 400s next year, maybe even run the 400 at the World Championships, and then combine the two for Paris 2024 and the double. Knock on wood, hopefully. You're next.
All right. My one. I kind
Yep.
of want to do it like a three-way here. Do this. This is a three-person parlay. No,
Mm,
no. Actually, I'm gonna just say it the way about one person. I'm gonna give you three names, and then we're just gonna list if you think they're gonna PR.
okay.
Hold on. Hold on. I gotta make sure I have their PRs correct. So I should have came more prepared because I think their PRs are all the same.
Breaking
Oh, I know who you're
Okay,
talking
news: the
we're
Mariners'
going with
playoff
yeah,
drought
they
is
are over.
over.
about.
Okay, we're going Christian Coleman, Trayvon Bromell,
Mhm,
Fred Curley. They've all have a PR of
mhm,
976.
mhm.
Over under 976 for all three of those dudes.
Well, I already said yesterday, Curly no in the 100 and yes in the 200. So I guess I got to stick with that. I'm gonna go no on all three. No, no, no.
No,
I'm being
no,
captain
no.
no today. Yeah, I'm being captain no today. I just I respect those PRs so much, right? Like I think those are incredible times, and they all came for them in, well, especially Coleman and Curly in seasons where they won the world title, right? So it's not as if they ran those times um, and then like they had an off. I don't know. I feel like I feel like that's going to be enough to win the world championship next year again as a high 997, and I'm going to say no, no, no on all three.
Okay, so you're saying no, no, no. I am saying yes, no, yes. Can you guess who I have as the no and who I have as the two yeses?
Well, you have yes for Curly because you think he's going to break the world record, obviously, so you can be in Bolt's second rap song. Um, I'm guessing you have no on Coleman, and then yes on Bromell.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's. I mean, Coleman is obviously after last year trending in the other direction, but I mean, you can say the same thing about like Bromell, right? Bromell's been at it for a while now. Coleman's
true.
26. How old's Trayvon Bromell?
Rommel is a year older than Coleman.
Okay, yeah. So mid to late 20s for those two guys. Again, I just think those that high 9.7 is real good. I guess I should leave out the possibility that one of them is going to get in a really crazy fast race, like really good conditions, but I just don't know who that would be. And I don't think any of us know who that would be. But I could see an early season run where someone pops a 9.75 like that, like ultimately wouldn't shock me. But since I don't know who that is, I can't say yes to any of them. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
I
no.
think
I'm gonna go.
I think we're gonna see one crazy fast, like 975, 974 type race. And I think it'll be Bromel and Curly in it. So
So do you think so 9.76, they've all run 9.76, right?
yeah.
Oh, do you think in order to win the world championship final, do you think they'll need to run faster than that, or will they be able to run slower than 9.76?
I think slower. I mean, yeah, probably 9.7 high. I think we're gonna think fast is coming. You know, maybe someone will sit on a podcast in the media room in Budapest and be like, "Whoa, we're seeing a world record." But
Yeah.
no, I think it likely will be slow. But that's stupid. I think it's likely to be. I think we just say it's likely to be slow because that's like the norm. It's not always fireworks in
Well,
a
no.
final for world championships that Bolt wasn't in. Like Bolt kind of
Oh,
changed the way we looked at. Okay, yeah,
Coleman set the PB in Doha. Yeah, it's just been the last, and Jacob set his PB in Tokyo. It just wasn't crazy fast,
yeah,
but I mean, it was fast, but not historical levels of speed from him. So it's really just been last year where it wasn't that quick. But I just think I'm thinking, yeah, a high 9.7 is going to be enough, which is part of the reason why I'm saying no.
yeah,
Um, all right, ready for the next one?
yep.
Jakob Ingebrigtsen.
Ooh, this one's interesting because is there a chance? Okay, we need to choose what specific event? The men's 1500, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's been. Do you think there's a one? Do you think there's a? Okay, no, maybe I shouldn't go right into that. I'm going to say no. That's what I'm going to say. That's going to be my first. My gut instinct is to say no.
Nobody's PRing next year. That's the point of this segment.
Yeah, because what is his PR?
3:28:32
328. Yeah, 328.32 from the Olympic Games.
from yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm going to say no because I think he's going to. I think he's just going to chill out. I think it's a long. It's a
I
long.
don't think he's gonna chill out.
No, by chill out I mean like because we talked about like 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I think he's
Yeah.
gonna focus on trying to regain his wins because he's really upset he got that loss in the 1500. So I think
Mm-hmm.
23 is like, hey, don't ruin 24 and 25 by doing something crazy in 23. So I think he's going to chill out. I think he's going to still just run 328s and 329s through the next 2 years. And I think after the Olympics, well, when he'll pop his fast one right after the Olympics, like the first race after the Olympics, he'll go for the world record.
I think the opposite. I think since he's got global medals, golds back to back, I think he's going to go for it. I think he knows he can run quicker. They didn't have a 1500 in Monaco this year. I'm assuming they'll bring it back for 2023. I don't think he's going to get a massive PB, but I could see him running 328.1 or something like that. Or maybe even going into 327s, which puts you in extremely elite company. But I think he's definitely capable of I think he's definitely capable of 327s. I mean, that's not. If you run your PB in the Olympic final, I know he likes to front run and push the pace and all that stuff. I think with rabbits and on a quick track like Monaco, I think he's going to PB next year. He's still young. I think if he waits, he's in danger of never getting a PB. I think he
That's
probably
a good
knows
point.
that. Got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah. So you're going with a yes, PB. I'm going with a no.
Yeah.
My turn.
Whoever you pick next, I'm gonna say yes, just because to balance out the nose. No, just kidding. Good.
Use that to my advantage and choose wisely to like have
No,
you PB over. Okay.
Usain Bolt.
Let's stay. Yeah. Let's stay on the distance side.
Okay.
Grant Fisher.
No,
Grant Fisher. No.
you tested my theory. No, 5 or 10.
Either.
No, no. Next year for Fisher is all about gold, silver, or bronze. It's all about a medal for Fisher. And they already don't race that much. So the opportunities to PB are really low. I think he squeezed most of what he could get out of it. We know how hard it is, especially on the distance side of things, to have everything align perfectly. I don't think he'll get one next year, but I don't think he'll care. I think his season next year is solely going to be were you on the podium or not? That's how it's defined success or failure.
I'm going to go with a no as well. Same reasoning. Um, I'm kind of it's serious things. Then I'm thinking about like maybe what we saw is the lifetime PBs. A lot of time, it's always weird. You never know you're seeing a lifetime PB until after the fact, right?
Yeah.
No one ever knows this is actually going to end up being your lifetime PB because you always think, oh, they'll have another shot at crack going another second or a half second faster. So I'm going to go with a no as well. And I think it might end up. I think those times will end up being his lifetime PB times. So I don't think he's ever
Yeah.
going to need to run that fast again in his life.
I mean, how many
'Cause
people, how old's Fisher?
he's like mid-20s.
25? How many people PB
Mid-20s.
after 25? I mean, you can say it's with the 100-meter guys as well, too, right? How many people PB after the age of 25? I mean, you talk about Shelly Ann, Fraser Price, and Eliud Kipchoge, but most
Yeah.
people, the PBs are coming way earlier in their career. How long is the average pro career, Gordon?
4 years.
4 years. Now, the people that we're talking about are the exception to that rule. They're the top of the top. But yeah, getting a PB when you're 25 and then running right around that for a couple of years before having a drop off is a fairly normal progression. Correct?
Yeah. The prime of a typical athlete is 22 to 26. If you are good after 26, you're an outlier.
Yeah.
And if you're good before 22, you're an outlier.
Yeah, so maybe Fisher's got one more year, but again, it's all about the opportunity to do it too. It's not just about being in shape. And I could see them being
Yeah.
super cautious and saying, "Hey, this is just about a medal. We would take the risk if we didn't have the American record, but we already look at all these American records we have. Like, come kids, come gather around by the fireplace and warm yourself up with Grant Fisher's American records. Like, you have so many of them, you don't need to worry about that. What you're going after is the medal. It's solely about the medal, and that's it. And especially because I think he thinks he can compete for a win too. It's not just about bronze.
Yeah.
I think Fisher has designs on I can win this freaking race because finished really well in the Diamond League. He was in the mix with 100 to go in all those other races. Like he thinks he can pull off a stunner, and that's where this focus is going to be. Okay, you ready for the next one?
Yep.
A thing, Mo.
Yes. Hammer that hard. Yes, for
Explain.
sure. Uh, she has yet to even touch her potential. I think she's still 3 years away from her peak. So,
Wow,
yeah,
that's a long time.
I think her peak will be 2025. The last race, the last championship of the this crazy cycle we're in from 21 to 25. So
Mhm.
I think she'll be running the world record by 2025. So in order to get to the world record, you got to slowly get a little more improvements here, and I think she'll throw down at least one PB in 2023. I mean, I'm going. She's breaking the world record in 2025, but I think 2023 she gets a PB.
Calling it now. World record
I don't
2025.
know
Last year was strange for her. Like she did
exactly.
everything like results wise, win, 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 win. But she didn't run a lot. She got pushed to the line by Ajay Wilson at USA's, runs 157. Um, very competitive race at Worlds, runs 156. And then the season was over. That was it. She ran 4 800-meter finals last year. She ran a couple 400s, a couple 600s, some indoor miles, and then that was it. So she didn't race a whole lot. So I think if you're betting on a PR, you're betting, hey, she's going to get back to racing a bit more frequently. She's going to get sharper and she's going to take some swings. I think if she's motivated by fast times, I think she'll do it. But it will require her to race more, and I don't know if that's a priority. It might just be the long play. So you think what next year? So like a 154?
Yeah, it won't be a massive PB, but it will be just like showing that, like, hey guys, I'm still going up. Like I'm not flatlining yet. I think she's gonna have just a little reality check reminder to the people like that she isn't fading. She's kind of just holding steady, ready, waiting to pounce again these next few years.
Gotcha. All right. Gordon, big yes on a thing, Mo.
Yes. All right, we're doing another
Your turn.
three way. Another three way.
Ooh.
Warholm, Benjamin, Dos Santos. Okay,
Ooh.
Warholm 45.94, Benjamin 46.17, Dos Santos 46.29.
This is a good
Over
one.
under those QBs.
This is a good one, and it's very difficult to do. Let me take a deep breath and think. I should have been prepared for this. When you were introducing 3-person ones, I saw the first one coming because they all had the same PB. That was a fun one, but that was I think that was an easier one to answer than this.
Yeah.
I think most people on that one would have been in line with what I said. Oh man, so they're all young, right? Dos Santos is the youngest of them. There were injuries last year, obviously, but Warholm has the big mark.
I know what
We've
I'm going to
doubted
say.
that we. I think I'm gonna go. How old's Warholm? Is he 25? No, he's older, right?
96, 97, and 2000. So 22,
26.
25, and 26.
Okay, he looked. I mean, when he came back after the injury, he looked pretty good. But there's a lot of distance between pretty good and 45.94. I'd say I'd feel the most confident about Dos Santos getting a PB of the three because he's the youngest. He celebrated early in Eugene, so I'd be the most confident in him. You know what? Screw it.
You're
Yes,
going through it.
yes, yes.
That's
Triple
right.
yes.
Yes, that's
Triple
what I was gonna
yes.
say. I was like
They're
gonna
gonna be
think
back.
about like yes, no, yes, or yes, yes, no. But I was like, no, they're all gonna freaking run faster. Like they all can do it. They're the greatest three of all time. We know why Dos Santos will do it because of his age. Rai Benjamin, like he's better than he can do it. Like he's still in his prime. He's just dealing with a little bit of injuries here and there. And then are we really going to say Carson Wilhelm is not going to just be able to elevate his game? Like it's
Mhm.
Carson freaking Wilhelm. So I was on the same. I'm on the same boat. I'm in a yes, yes, yes. I think all three will run a PB. Now I don't think it's guaranteed though that Warholm will end with the world record. Like I could see a
Mm,
Benjamin or Dos Santos run faster than Warholm's PB, and then we have just chaos. So,
yeah.
but I think all three are
I
going to
just
break their PB.
I just want good health for all three of them. Is that too much to ask? I just want everybody to be injury free with that trio for the whole year, and then the next year, and then 2025. I just want 3 years of no injuries. All right, I upped my ask. At first it was 1 year, and I've changed it. It's now 3 years. I want 3 years of perfect health. 2026, they can take a nap for all 2026. There's no racing, ice your hamstrings. I just want I want to run out the string on this rivalry. I want to see it for three more championships. All right, now we're getting down to the serious stuff. Ready for this one, Gordon?
Yes.
Eliud Kipchoge.
No. No. I no.
Ooh,
I don't think so.
you're pulling it. You're pulling it, Kevin. You're pulling it,
Yeah,
Kevin
I'm
here.
going no. I'm going no on Kipchoge. Come on. There's no way. He'll be 38. There's no way he's going to break the world record at age 38. No.
What
There's
if
no
I
way.
what if I told you he did it at 37? Would that change your mind?
Well, he did do it. Exactly. So there's no way you do it at 38. There's got to be a.
Yeah.
There's. It's got to end at one point. I know we keep on being wrong, but if like we're living in a world where Kipchoge's like 43 and running 202s, it's like what's going on? This is not. It
Yeah.
can't be happening. So I'm going with a no. What are you going with?
I'm going with a no as well, just because I do think he'll be doing some different stuff next year.
Yeah.
Don't know what it is. I'm talking about record eligible world record, of course. I think he'll be doing some stuff where it's going to be harder for him to break the world record. Although maybe he saw that race and thought I can run sub 2 now in a sanctioned marathon, and maybe that's his motivation. But I'll say no. All right,
All
your
right.
turn. I got at least two other really good ones.
At least two other really good ones.
Actually, I got
Give one
three
more.
really good ones.
Go again.
Again,
Yeah.
I love doing this because I like doing this to you too, because I know you have a good relationship with this person going back years. Grant
Oh,
Holloway.
I think yes. I think I'm confident. I think it's a yes. He he's too talented not to. He's too talented not to own the outdoor world record. He's too talented to be behind Devin Allen. Like Devin Allen is great, but like Grant Holloway is just better. Let's just be honest. That
What
Devin
do you mean
Allen is
behind
great.
him? What do you mean behind him? Behind him in
Devin
what?
Allen has a faster PB now, right?
No, no. Grant ran 1281 at trials last year. Allen's at 1284.
Oh, you're right. No.
Good thing we're not live, man. If we were live, people would be crushing you right now. But Gordon's been paying it. He's been watching track for a decade, guys. So
Wait,
he's seen
really?
both those races. You weren't. Well, we weren't there in Eugene, so maybe I was gonna say, weren't you there? Yeah, the semis. Remember, you ran 1281. and then we all
Just
thought the
ruined my
record was
take.
gone.
I've
I've
maybe I
predicted the Grant
thought
Holloway world record for years.
the world the world record is 1280, right?
There you go. You're getting back on it. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job.
And I could have I thought that I thought what Devin Allen ran was second fastest all time, but it wasn't. It was actually third
Third.
fastest.
Three,
That's what
three, three.
confused me.
Yeah.
But then if it was second fastest, then I was like, okay, that means Grant's third. But clearly, I did not figure that one out well. Anyway, it goes to the point that
You want to
yes,
restart this?
Grant Holloway needs to be running in the 12.7s. He is that capable, and he's going to do it. And I'm picking 2023 as the year he does it. So I'm going with a hard yes. He PBs.
I think I've picked a Grant Holloway world record in some form or fashion the last 3 years for like bold predictions. It's not bold at this point. Okay, here's my thought process on this. There's a very clear area where he can make up time. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, 1,000%.
Right? Those last couple hurdles. And I think
Yep.
the fact that he can just focus in on that part, right, to get his race right. And he's had a good last two hurdles before, right? You don't run 1281 without having a good last couple hurdles. But I think he's got a goal. He's got 2 world championship golds now. He'll have the bye into Budapest. I think he's got the indoor world record. Obviously, can just really hone in and focus on that, and I think he can have at least the one special day. Also, he's going to need to run that fast because Broadbell's really good, right? Hansel
Cunningham.
Parchment's really good. Trey Cunningham's really good. Devin Allen's really good. Daniel Roberts is good. Like, there's so many good hurdlers. I think 13 O's not going to cut it in 2023. I think it's going to be a fast year for the hurdles, the men's high hurdles.
Yeah.
Another statement I've said over and over again over the past 3 years that have proven to have been wrong, but I'm going to do what you do and just say I was a year ahead. I was a year ahead on that prediction. I'm going to maybe I should stop making the prediction so then I can be proven correct after the fact. But Holloway, I'm a yes as well for him in 2023. I always pick him to break world records, even if he doesn't remember that I pick him for world records, or he doesn't remember when you pick him for world records.
You ready for me?
All right, you want
I have
another one?
one.
Okay, yeah.
I'm going. No, I have one. I have one for you.
Hit me.
Sha'Carri Richardson.
So what is it? 12 or 10? Is it 10-7? No. Hold on. What is the time? Why am I not remembering this? There's the wind aided one. I don't remember what legal was. 72. 72 is the legal one.
Legal is
So
72.
I'm assuming.
1072.
Yeah. So last year, what did she run last year? She ran an 85 legal last year.
Yeah.
I'll go no. I'm like shorting all the sprints. I've realized that, except the hurdles, but all the sprints I'm going against it. Yeah, 72 is real quick. I'll say no on that one. What do you think?
I'm going to say no as well. I think she runs in the 70s, though. I think she runs like 75.
If she could get in the 70s, and then there's some sort of regression from Fraser Price, but then you'd also need Thompson Hurrah and Shrika Jackson to slow down as well too. Oh, speaking of that, Jackson in the 200. She's number 2 all time.
I'm going to go yes. Yes. I'm going yes on that one. I think she PBs.
Man. How about another person who's number 2 all time? And if they PB, they'll probably get the world record. Faith Kipyegon.
Yes.
So, wow. So you're going world record there?
Yeah. Because deserves to be athlete of the year this year. And you were so anti that. So I got to give her
You
at
didn't
least,
even
I
have her
believe you
athlete
can
of the
go
year. You had
I had
McLaughlin
top
athlete of the
3.
year.
I had top 3. Top 3.
All right, you want another one?
Yeah. This is fun.
Mondo.
Yes. I mean, it's easy. Why not?
Yeah, you just bump it up a centimeter. You just go a little centimeter at a time. I think that's. I'm pretty confident in that one. He'll be able just to get up to 622 and then call it good. Or indoors, he just bumps up to 621 and he'll get credit for both. All right, your turn.
Let's go into the college ranks. Caitlin Tui,
Which event? No, I'll just go yes.
5K.
I'm going yes.
5K,
I'm going yes. So
15:14. Is
yeah,
that her fastest
yes.
time?
So I was looking at this when you were gone, and I had to fill in as a cross country guru. She took off after cross last year, right? This is what happened after 2021 cross. She got 15th, right? And that was like a solid performance. And you're like, man, she's in the mix. She's in the mix. After that, she goes to BU, runs an 854 3000, where she was in the mix. ACC indoors wins in 1541. Then she goes NCAA indoors, doubles in the 3 and the 5, and gets second in both, right? So she goes from 14th in cross to then getting runner up in both the 3 and the 5, which that's happened before, of course, but to me, that's a level up, right? You're going from a person who's in that second pack to then someone who's in the mix against two really good runners. That was against Taylor Rowe and Courtney Wayment, right? Those runner up finishes. Then we go outdoors, 412, 1415, the Penn Relays race, which I think she ran a really good race and she went for it, even though they came in second. Then she goes ACCs and runs a 406 PB in the 1500, gets second in the 5, but conference meet, whatever. And then 1518 at NCAAs to win the 5,000. Like, she just took off after cross last year. Like, she went from, again, somebody who was in the mix, top 10, top 15 runner to NCAA title favorite. So I'm going yes.
Yeah,
Short answer.
I'm going
Long
yes
answer.
too.
Yes.
I think yes too. I think she might break 15 minutes in college. I think she'll break 15 minutes. The 5K.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
14 something. She's going.
the 406 and the 15 is it's impressive, and that's you need to have that sort of speed if you want to be
Yeah.
competitive in the 5,000. I think people thought with Tui's career it was going to be like she was going to come in really good, stay good, and it's like how long can she maintain it? But instead, she came in. She had some injuries early on, built their way back up, and then made this nice little jump that you'd expect someone to make if they had like a kind of normal high school career, and then got into the collegiate training, and then kind of found themselves. But I mean, Tui had an all-time college career. Like you kind of thought, oh man, this is like we've seen what Caitlin Tui is at her best, but she made that nice little progression there. So, I mean, credit to her and whatever they're doing out in Raleigh. Like it's working because now she's legit title contender and has a chance to run really fast times.
Yeah, I agree. And
She's my
I
number
think
one
she's gonna.
ranked cross country runner. By the way, you missed that because you didn't listen to my pod. That win, because I value the regular season. That win over Mercy Chalangat puts her number one in Kevin's shadow rankings, which you go to
Shadow rankings.
www.shadowrankings.flow. No, there's no rank.
You
Don't go
should
to that
just make
website.
your
I
own
don't know what
rankings
it
and
is.
put them on the website. And you're like, don't listen to those. Listen to mine. We should have ranking battle offs,
Just
and then whoever
Kevin's
gets more
rankings,
page
Gordon's
views
rankings.
wins. So it's like, all right, go click on Kevin's rankings and Gordon's rankings, and so whoever gets more page views
Yeah,
wins.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, I agree. I think Caitlin Tui is gonna run. I think she's going sub 15 in 2023. All right, another uh one. I was gonna go back to college, but I don't know. Let's get back out of college. I'm doing another twofer. I think you know where I'm going with this. They were racing each other a lot this past year in the two men's 200. No
Oh,
allows.
okay.
PB or no PB for him. And then area night.
Man, this is one of those where I feel like I've answered this question before, so I don't want to contradict myself. And say something different and be on both sides. I think I'm at a no on. I think I'll do no on both. Again, I don't know what is it with the sprints. I just believe that 2022 was the fastest year in the sprints, and it'll never be quicker again. What do you think?
I think yes on both.
I mean, with
I think
Knighton, it's
they're.
easy. Knighton's easier to say no because outside of the 49, right, he started running like sevens and eights a lot too.
Well, I feel like it's easier to say no on Lyles than it is on Knighton because Knighton's younger. Knighton
Ah,
like still
true.
has more opportunity, like, and he has a slower
Yeah.
PB, so it's easier to run not 1948 than it is to run 19.2. So
Okay, you talked me into it.
I'm going with yeah. I think it's hard to say yes on Noah because I mean he ran 19.3. Like it's
31.
very hard to
Yeah.
doing that. So, um, but I'm going to go yes on both because I think they're both talented and I think we're going to have a good year. I'm going yes on both, but you know who's winning? Kenny Bednarik.
Kenny
Kenny
Bednarik.
Bednarik.
Well, I have yes on. I said this last pod. Yes on a big curly 200. Right? No on the 100 for him, but yes on the 200. That was my out of the box prediction. Okay, between Lyles and Knighton, I'm going to say yes on one, but I'm not going to tell you who, and then I'll reveal it in July. How about that?
I like that. I think it's a good thing. If you remember to reveal this on July, I will.
Should I write?
I'll
I'll write it
maybe
down on
Venmo
this
you the
paper.
$37.
I'll write on this paper and I'll put it in a time capsule. I'll open this in July. Uh I could see Noah going like 28 or 29. No, you know what? I'm gonna stick to my guns. I'm gonna say no on both. I'm not gonna let you talk me into this. Say no on both.
All right. I warned you.
I'll probably
Such a hater,
I'll
man. Why are you
probably
being
be
such a
wrong.
hater on these athletes? They work so hard.
I
You know how hard they work?
it's I'm big on the hurdle PRs. I'm not big on the 100 and 200 PRs. They work hard. Um Michael Norman,
I'm gonna go
43
yes.
45. It's time, right?
Oh, he does
It's
PB.
time for him.
Yeah, I think he does PB. I think it's time. He runs low 43s. Yes.
I wonder if getting that gold medal takes some of the pressure off and then he can kind of go for it more. And maybe it's just mentality changes because he finally did
Yeah.
get that gold medal. I mean, he ran, what did he run? 43.6 and 43.5 last year during the regular season. So, yeah, at pre and at USA's. So he's put down fast early season marks. I just, again, Michael Norman's PR can't be from Mount Sac in 2020, 2019. Like, it just can't be. We just can't have his, that can't be the way this
Yeah.
goes.
They can't. They need
Amazing
a
meet
they need
record. Shout out to Mount Sac. And that wasn't even at Mount
great
Sac. That
facility
was a
out
couple
there.
years when it was under that was when it was under construction and it was like at Cerritos College. Like the Cerritos College track record is very fast in the fence
Well,
400.
was it even on the Mount Sac? Wow, that's funny.
Yeah, it was wasn't it in yeah, it was in I think it was in Cerritos College.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm going with the PB's coming 2023 for sure. All right, and the last one we should have to have like our favorite, like our person you want to PB. Who do you want to PB?
Who do I
You're not
want to
not
PB?
necessarily PB, but you just want them to.
Benjamin Robert. No, let's think. Let's think. I mean, that would be cool if he PB'd someone in the 800. I mean, Norman would have been one for the reasons that I said. Let's see. Here, you go first. I need to think a little bit more.
You think?
Yeah. Is there an obvious answer? Is there somebody I'm missing other than Usain Bolt?
What's with you and keep on bringing up Usain Bolt?
I mean, if he PR'd next year, it'd be pretty cool, don't you think? That'd be
That
pretty
would be pretty
exciting.
cool. I would watch that.
Yeah. Who do you got?
Okay.
Who's the person? Who's the person you want?
Person who I want to see PB is senior from Washington, Isaac Green. You know why? because his mile PB is 4 flat .07. You can't. This is your last year, man. You only got 1 year left in college. You ain't gonna do it after college. If you want to be a sub 4 miler, you gotta do it now. You're not gonna have the same juice when you're out of college. Trust me. So Isaac Green, senior from Washington. He was the fastest guy last year who didn't break 4 minutes in the indoor mile. Going with Isaac Green of Washington. Come on, he's got to join the sub 4 club.
All right, I got two. First one, men's 800. I want Donovan Brazier to PR because that means 800's back. If Donovan Brazier would have PR, the men's 800 would be incredible. It probably would mean he's winning races by 30 meters, 142.34. If PBs were on, I guess you could say the same thing about Manuel Career because he's got a 142.05 PB. I'll take either one of those two. The other one, Shawnee Miller-Weibo in the 200, right? Said she wants to run the 200. Her PB right now,
need a PB.
20. Yeah, but it'll just be an amazing event, right? 21.74. Her, Sharika Jackson, Gabby Thomas. Who else am I missing? Steiner. Yeah, Fraser Price if she doubles up again. You know, we're big fans of the 200 on this show, both men's and women's. So if Miller-Weibo focuses on the 2 and gets a PB, that'd be awfully fun.
Well, I have one that'll be fun. Christine Mboma, who missed out 2023.
Oh, yeah.
I mean 2022 because of
Same
injury.
event. Yeah.
She came back 200, also improved. Lots of.
I guess you.
Lots
Yeah, I guess you could say Sifan Hassan PBing because that would signal she's back to 2020. Anything that just signals a dominant athlete is back to where they were. I think it would be fun, especially when the event is still really competitive. I think that one would be cool. Man, too bad we don't have the chat going on this one. I mean, we have the chat going, but we're not seeing the chat because I feel like people would have come up with some good ones. They would have listed themselves. Like, am I going to PB in 2023?
Gordon's going to PB in his high jump. That's for sure. That's where I'm working on that.
That's true.
All
right. Well, our email address is FloTrackPodcast@gmail.com. Send in who you think is going to PB in 2023 or guess my PRs. You can send in Internet Coach as well. Friday, we'll be back live from the studio. We'll preview Chicago Marathon. We'll talk Connor Mantz. Is he the next great American men's marathon runner? We'll answer that definitively this weekend. Yeah.
Before he runs.
Thank you.
We'll answer it before he runs the race. And then it'll be over. Then he doesn't need to run. Just decide then.
I'm calling it. He's running 207s, so we'll just a matter of how fast. Thank you to Colt for producing. Gordon, any last words you want to share with the audience?
No, just thank you for holding down the fort the past 2 podcasts. And I'm happy to be back with you in studio on Friday.
Yeah, it was absolutely my pleasure, Gordon, to hold down the fort. We'll see you guys on Friday.